It is mailbag time here on Chicago Bears Now. I'm your host, Harrison Graham. Give me a follow on Twitter, @HGrahamNFL. We can't answer every question here on these live mailbags, but I can always get back to you guys on Twitter. So give me a follow. Ask me your questions over there. It's @HGrahamNFL on Twitter. Go ahead and follow ya boy. All right, ScottOsborne kicking things off today. If Cohen isn't ready by opening day, do the Bears keep 3 running backs and add a 7th receiver or a 4th tight end? Good question. So what Scott's asking here is, so if he has to start on the PUP list for opening day, so he's not counting it against the 53-man, do the Bears go heavy at receiver, tight end? Could be a different position, too. Could be something on the defensive line, offensive line. We'll see. Having to carry Nick Foles makes it tricky, too, if you can't trade him, because you're not going to cut him. You could go heavy at receiver. Maybe Wims and or Ridley both make the team early on. We'll see. Maybe you carry 4 tight ends. J.P. Holtz makes it as well. Also, remember, Mario Edwards won't be on the initial 53 because he's dealing with the 2-game suspension, so you'll already kind of have an extra slot there. Matt Schlick's Bears, thoughts on Eddie Goldman, the COVID-19 list. So depending on when you're watching this Tuesday, Goldman won on the COVID-19 list. Hopefully he doesn't have it. We probably have that info by the time you're watching this if you're not watching live. Either way, he's going to be out for at least a few days. Hopefully he's feeling better very soon. GregSorrell, should Justin Fields start week 4 versus the Lions? That's kind of been a target date for me, but I don't think if you're Matt Nagy, your plan is, hey, boom, this game, that's when Fields starts. It depends on if he's ready. It depends on when he's ready. It depends on how Andy Dalton's playing. Are the Bears winning? Are they losing? I mean, if you're 3-0, you're not going to switch to Justin Fields in week 4, I don't think. So if you're struggling and Fields is ready, then yeah, that could be a time to make the change. Lang Smash, opinion on Lil Mack. I think he's talking, well, his little brother, producer Marshall, Ladarius Mack, is on the 90-man. Practice squad guy last year. That's doing Khalil a favor more than anything else. He won't make this team, I don't think. You never know, I guess. I would continue to plant him on the practice squad, though, to keep Khalil Mack happy. Alan Melendez, then we'll jump to that super chat here in a second. Will Larryborm make the 53-man roster if Jenkins' injury continues? He's going to make it regardless. 5th-round pick, unless he's bad, which I don't think he'll be bad, he'll make this 53-man roster. Usually 5th round and higher, those guys make the team. 6th and 7th or more on the roster bubble. I expect Borom to make the team, though. Like, he'll be a backup offensive lineman, and he's got guard tackle flexibility. So I think he makes his team, and as soon as 2022, he could be a starter. Zach with the $5. Appreciate the super chat. If you guys super chat, you can jump the line. If we can't get someone like Mitchell Schwartz for offensive tackle help, should we go after someone like Russell Okung, Rick Wagner, or Demir Dotson? Okung and Wagner are 2 guys I've mentioned. I think those are names to keep an eye on. I like Okung if he's healthy. He's been banged up the last couple of years. But yeah, I think you'd feel much better if you had a safety blanket at the offensive tackle spot. Tiger 2308. Who's better, 08 Rex Grossman or 20 Nick Foles? Oh boy. Can I walk through door number 3? Because my God, that is rough. I'm you know, without having the stats of Grossman 08 in front of me, I can pull it up because I'm honestly curious. Give me just a sec here. Rex Grossman, 2008. Let's see what he did here. 08, he played in 8 games, only started 1. I think you're thinking 07, Rex, where he completed 54%, went 2-5 as a starter, like Nick Foles, 4 TDs, 7 picks. Foles was actually better. Foles was better last year, and that says quite a bit. Tyrone, R6, do we see a world where we're using A-Rob's, where we sign A-Rob and Davante Adams next season? That seems like an unrealistic world, Tyrone, but that's a world I would like to live in, where you have Allen Robinson and Davante Adams and Darnell Mooney. That's probably the best receiving unit in the NFL if that happens. So I don't think that's very likely. It's more likely you have neither than you have both. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but obviously we'll have to see how things play out with A-Rob and then obviously with Adams and Green Bay as well. Ethan Owen next up. So you think our D-line is overrated, underrated, or just right? just right. I don't think it's overrated. I mean, you got Akeem Hicks, you've got Bilal Nichols, Eddie Goldman, assuming he's back and healthy. If you count Khalil Mack as a part of the D-line, he's obviously a superstar. I don't think it's overrated. I think it's just right. I don't think people sleep on this group, but I don't think people say it's, one of the greatest units of all time either. Ari Braun, should we be worried about Tarik Cohen's recovery? A few Tarik Cohen questions today. I mean, I'm not super worried because the Bears have created good depth at the running back position. I love David Montgomery, who Matt Nagy has said he wants to give 20 carries a game to. We'll see if that happens. Damian Williams is a good player, should be fresh this year after sitting last year out. Khalil Herbert's a player I'm high on. They drafted him in the 6th round. We'll see if Artavis Pierce makes the roster this year. The Bears have done a good job of giving themselves some depth at running back. Sure, you want all your weapons out there, but if Cohen misses time, then he misses time. You just got to go to war with what you got. Will Tarik Cohen be ready for week 1? Type Y for yes, type N for no. I think he will be. I'm going to type my Y for yes. We still have 6 weeks to go here, or about 5 weeks or so actually, but that's quite a bit of time. By then he'll be more than 11 months removed from ACL surgery. I'm going to type my Y for yes. Michael Myers' first son. Should we have fired Nagy or even Pace? I mean, we've played this game a lot, and obviously I understand why, because both were on the hot seat last year, and there was a good argument to fire both or at least Pace. That didn't happen. They had a good draft. I think allowing this duo to trade up and draft Justin Fields, you have to give them time now. Like, you can't let this regime trade a future pick, a first-round pick for Justin Fields, and then fire him after one season. I think this regime will be here through 2022 at least. William Brack, who do you think will start at slot corner? It's a good question. I mean, Duke Shelley got a lot of run there last year and played, decently down the stretch. The loser of CB2 battle, Desmond Trufant and Kendall Vildor could get some run there as well. Thomas Graham, the rookie out of Oregon, I like his ball skills quite a bit. He opted out last year. How much time does it take for him to get back into the swing of things? You've got options. You don't have great options, but I think there will be a lot of competition there. BetUS is sponsoring today's show, and if you want to make some money throughout football season, go to BetUS, which is the best sports gambling book partner out there. Chatsports.com/Bears. You got to use our link. That is the key. Otherwise, you're not going to get the 125% deposit bonus when you plug in promo code BEARDOWN, all one word. So follow these steps, chatsports.com/Bears, plug that URL into your browser, Safari, Google Chrome, whatever you use, and then type in promo code BEARDOWN. Once you get redirected to the BetUS website, you'll get a 125% deposit bonus. What does that mean? You put down $100, get $125 for free, $50, $62.50 for free, whatever the case may be. You can bet on Bears games, bet on the Bulls. Hey, they just got DeMar DeRozan. Basketball season's just around the corner as well. Make some money. The White Sox, they're a good gamble this season. Chatsports.com/Bears. Use our promo code BEARDOWN. Duke Messias, who are the Bears keeping at wide receiver if cuts were done today? Let's just say, I think my last roster projection, I had 6, and you can go check out that video by subscribing and going to the video tab. I think it was like 4 or 5 videos ago. Allen Robinson, Darnell Mooney, Damiere Byrd, Marquise Goodwin, and then who am I missing? Can we pull up? Do we have the receiver depth chart available? We may not today. You got Ridley, you got Wims. I think I had Ridley making it, and then my 5th receiver was, gosh. Well, you know what? Go check out the video. I'm drawing a blank here. There's 5 of 6. I had 6 making it. I have Goodwin. I have Bird. They traded Miller. Oh, Daz Newsome. Duh. The rookie out of North Carolina. I knew I'd talk myself into it. 6 guys. There you go. Joel Fernandez. Will Charles Snowden make the roster? Our defense is very loaded. I've had him making it on both of my roster projections. I think he's a bubble guy. I thought he should have been drafted out of Virginia. He had a sack on Monday's practice. We'll see what he does the next few weeks. He's the type of guy where preseason will determine his fate. How does he perform in actual games? we'll see. I liked how he played at Virginia. He had good numbers last year. He's 6'7", he's bendy, but he's still a little bit raw. So the next month are obviously very critical for his career. He'll for sure be on the practice squad if he doesn't make the final roster. I'm curious, if you are a Bears Now subscriber, spam S down in the comment section. All you got to do, type S. That way we know you're subscribed to the channel. And of course, if you haven't, go ahead and subscribe. Hit that big red button. Daily videos covering the latest around your Bears. Got a couple more questions here. Duke Messias, do you think the Bears defense will ride the offense, or the offense rides the defense? I mean, great teams have both, right? I think the defense is still the better unit, though. I don't think anyone out there would say this offense is better than this defense. Obviously, you're hoping the offense is better with Andy Dalton and or Justin Fields and hopefully a better offensive line. But I still think this defense is the stronger unit. Scott Osborne, I like the draft this year. Still miffed with the way Pace handled A-Rob. I agree. Is this enough to make A-Rob walk next year? I mean, they can tag him again. They can renegotiate. It's not like it's done. But I think A-Rob is frustrated. I think he will explore other options next offseason. So, yeah, it's definitely possible. If he puts his head down, balls out, the Bears will have a lot of reasons to extend him, and it'll cost a lot more than it should have. Ethan Owen, do you think Tonga is going to make the 53-man? Like Snowden, right on the bubble. Listen, 7th-round pick out of BYU. I like his upside as a run stuffer. You signed Mike Pennell, though, who would play a very similar role. It could come down to the vet Pennell and the rookie Tonga. If it's close, keep Tonga because he's a rookie, and you can have him for dirt cheap for 4 years. So I think it could come down to how those two perform against one another. Give me a follow on Twitter at HGrahamNFL. We can't answer every question on these live mailbags. You got to join us live on Tuesdays to get your questions in. Also, if we don't get to your questions, follow me, tweet at me at HGrahamNFL. Always talking some Bears football with you guys over there. So go ahead and follow me at HGrahamNFL.